the kind folks over at GVM offered to send me a new light for my YouTube videos. Too long, don't watch. Here's the end result. Here's the starting point of what my previous lights look like, and here's the end result using the new GVM. I've been using the same lighting setup in my videos for years now, which actually ended up taking a lot of space. This is the SD300B Pro light setup, and my use is very, very basic, so I didn't get too into the details with the menu options and everything, but it did end up being a really good fit for my loft space, which I will magically start talking about right now. Okay, so I have used this same setup up here for a couple years now and opted for just really thin, narrow strip lights because I thought it would give me the best quality of light relative to the amount of space that it would take up. But the kind souls over at GVM sent me this SD300B Pro with a nice little modifier to see how it works in comparison. So I'm going to take all of this stuff down and swap lights and just see how the quality of light is different compared to the LED strip light I'm using now. I actually have two, but only one is on right now. So I'm gonna take all of this down, throw this up, and see how it compares. Okay, whew. That took a lot more work than I thought it would. This is a very narrow space up here, but I think I have a pretty good result. It might be a little too side lit and maybe a little too bright right now. I'm gonna tinker with it some, but I'm pretty happy with the quality of light. I'll have to do some back and forth comparison with the clip I took before this, but it definitely fits in a much more narrow space than I thought it would. Here's a video of it, and I'm gonna turn off this little catch light. So it's a pretty extreme fall off. I might try and nudge the light a little that direction, just to kind of fill that area, but I have a lot to move if I'm gonna do that. Overall though, really nice soft quality of light, I can't complain. I'm gonna play around with the diffuser a little bit, which is the fabric covering that I came with, and just see if I can get anything I like a little bit more. I've got a couple of different diffusers from different brands to play with, but yeah, my thanks to GVM. This is gonna be a much cleaner, less anxiety-inducing setup for me to have, looking at when I'm making every video from now on. Okay, just a few clips in comparison. This is the bare bulb, no diffuser look. It's kind of awesome, very intense. I'm gonna add this diffuser and see how it does. So I think the light is still too bright overall, but that's just a diffuser that is probably about to fall. I'm not sure. It does seem to kind of break up the shadows a little bit on the, kind of on the edging of the shadows, which is interesting. I'm gonna turn down the, not bad, hotspot's in kind of a weird spot. It's too high. Need to readjust. Maybe there. We'll figure it out. But overall, pretty happy. I'm still kind of tinkering with the setup. I think I'm gonna add a brighter rim light behind. And I've got two lights shining just straight up the curtain side to kind of give that an accent. That looks pretty good. But you can see the sweet spot with this lighting is right about here where I'm sitting. And one of the huge things I didn't realize I was missing out on is the fact that because this is a more concentrated kind of octabank of light, I'm able to have some directionality with it, which means I can use the silver reflector a lot more effectively. Now, even without this extra LED light bouncing off that reflector, this adds a lot more fill than my tube lights, and the tube lights would be seated kind of like this to kind of give a nice wide spread. The only other option that I'm considering with this setup is maybe doing a light from underneath, but probably not that bright. Let's see. Somewhat of an accent light and in a direction where it's not creating haze, at the bottom of the lens there. So we'll see. I like the way that that lights the desk, but I'm not sure I like what's happening on this side of my face. Maybe if it's moved a little that way, that could work. Playing around, but overall, I'm very, very happy with this light just kind of bouncing off the silver reflector and keeping a diffuser, and then also an interior diffuser as well to kind of soften the hot spot a bit on this light source. Now, I did try and use the app that this comes with, and it did work on and off for a few settings, but it would kind of lose connection and it just ended up being not something I need. I need very, very basic settings and controls over my light because it is literally never going to move from this spot. So once I set it, I can essentially just forget it other than basic brightness. And I really like about 4050 kelvins as my white balance. And then I tend to be a little bit warmer than that with my tube lights kind of accenting all the background. My thanks to GVM for sending me this. It's a massive upgrade from what I had previously, and it actually takes up even less space than I previously used with lower profile tube lights. And the whole thing is actually lighter. So thank you so much. If anybody has any questions about this or why I rigged things up a certain way, just let me know. Thanks everyone. Bye.